Sausage, Jalkin, Barsach.
This is an ode to the Scottish settlers who came a long time ago to the Maritime Provinces in Canada on the eastern side. Not everyone was French, as you can note when I said Scottish settlers. They brought the technology that was in Scotland with them. They also were subsistence farmers, subsistence fishermen. And one of them found that Keep Me Warm One Night, a marvelous book about textile history in the same eastern side of Canada, had a couple of the plying spindles collected and held in a museum. They were called farsa, and the Burnhams had collected them. The book came out in 1972, and in 1973, the book said they couldn't find anyone who knew how to use these plying spindles. So they were in a museum, and they just sat there. In 1973, Mary Red Dan Smith had an article. She was interviewed and photographed for Cape Breton magazine in 1973. In 1973, this is the written down account of using a spindle that will fit in your pocket. And she used it from the time she was a child. She was taught by her mother, she was taught by her grandmother, and I do not know how many great-greats before that passed the knowledge of the little Galligan down. So Mary Red Dan Smith is my hero. She talked about spinning on it often, plying on it mainly. As far as I know, she does not describe doing anything but plying, but she's very thorough in the description. She describes her spindle as well worn, because she used it pretty much her whole life, and being exactly 5 inches long. From the article, I redacted a spindle like hers, so I could measure and test what it did. But when she's describing it, she also describes how to take singles yarn of wool, and this family had a treadle spin wheel, like much of rural Canada. They would spin their own sheep's wool. So singles yarn, she describes sometimes using 2 colors. So you have 2 balls of yarn that sit in 2 bowls, and you make yourself an unspun, carefully wound up ply ball. Basically, you're going to take and unite the 2 singles yarns. Now I'm going to save a little time here and show you a finished ply ball. Set these aside and remove one of the bowls. This is a finished ply ball. It's not really a 2-ply yarn, it's just 2 singles yarns side by side. Then you take your Jalligan, and I'm going to tie these together so that we can continue spinning on them. There is no real difference in the way you ply versus spinning a singles yarn. The only thing is, you're going to hold your arm up very high from the bowl, and the singles was spun clockwise with the spindle going clockwise, but now when you ply, you're going to go counterclockwise. And how much twist you're going to put in depends, lovely, on, make sure you pull it tight here so they're both equal. It depends on what you want your ply to look like. But Mary Red Dan Smith began using this as a small child. So the question is this a normal size, or did she continue to use a child size Jalligan? But right now, for the demo, I'm going to break the yarn and stop, pretend I'm done. So here's the outer yarn, the inner yarn is buried, and simply slide it up and off the top of the little jolligan. And this is my redaction. I don't know for sure if this is exactly like Mary's, but I do know it works quite splendidly, and it fits in a pocket.